The Family Sports Center tonight. It's the number 5 ranked Regis Jesuit Raiders and the number 10 ranked Aspen Skiers. These two teams facing off tonight in a nice matchup. The Raiders have won the last two between these two teams, and now it's the Family Sports Center. The Raiders had to travel to the mountains last year to take on the Skiers and took them in that one, winning the final score 4-2. This Raiders team opened the season on a 5-1 win over Mountain Vista. They beat them again on Teddy Bear Night. They've knocked off Chaparral and Heritage. Most recently, they came back last weekend from a 2-point deficit to tie the Valor Eagles and came up with a road win at the Sports Stable against Monarch to cement themselves as the number 5 ranked team in the state of Colorado. This is a team in the Regis Jesuit Raiders. They went 18-1 last season. They've won 2 national state championships in a row, but they did lose 14 seniors, so a lot of shortage in players this year for the Raiders, but they're still coming up big. 7 wins, 3 losses, and 2 ties on the season. We move along now to the Aspen Skiers, and the Skiers so far this season, 3 wins, 6 losses, and 2 ties. They've been outscored 46-32 on the season, and remarkably, this team has only won 1 win in 2020 thus far. They played 8 games to a team very cold, if you will, on this ice tonight. They're going to have to show up big against a Raiders team that's hungry for another big game after playing well most recently. This is a team they lost to Battle Mountain, Crested Butte, Fort Collins, Denver East, Summit, and Doherty, and their wins came to Glenwood and Steamboat Springs, and once again against Crested Butte. This is a team, they have 4 varied distributors, guys that can score and guys that can pass. Eli Hunt leads this group with 9 points on 6 goals and 3 assists. Max Ofkees with 5 goals and 3 assists. Fitzgerald, 3 goals, 6 assists, and Jack Penvey, 4 goals and 5 assists. Behind the net tonight for the Skiers is Logan Soderberg. Soderberg coming in tonight, 3 wins, 6 losses, 3 ties, 378 shots faced this season, 333 saves. He's let 45 in, 88.1 save percentage on the year. For the Raiders, in the net, it's Logan Zlot. It appears tonight he's 3-1 for the Raiders with a 88.2 save percentage. We'll see if they bring in Gage Bussey, though. He's a starting goaltender, but we've seen Zlot most recently. Bussey now 4-2-2 with a 92.7 save percentage. Both of these goaltenders have a shutout as well. We'll be back in just 2 minutes with the start of this game for you. Face-off coming up next. Welcome back on the Raiders Sports Network here tonight at the Family Sports Center. It's the Raiders and the Skiers getting all set tonight for the face-off. This is the Raiders team, 7 wins on the season. For the Skiers, only 3. They're looking for win number 4. We talk about the Raiders players and the Raiders key players to look out for tonight. It's Nolan Sargent, once again, the senior leader, 2 goals and 12 assists on the season. That's 14 points, and tying him up in the points categories. Leighton Walsh, 8 goals and 6 assists. totaling 14 points as well. These are the Raiders' two main threats, but two other guys that stepped up so far for the Raiders, Kai Oganeku and Robbie Denbeck, both players with 7 points, both players with key goals last weekend to start things off against Valor and Monarch. So to start off with starting lineups here, it's number 16, Matthew Bear for the Raiders. Max Oskies now being announced for Aspen. Number 16 as well out there, Matthew Rigney. 24, Jack Pevney. Robert Fitzgerald as well. So that's your starting lineup for Aspen. They bring their 5 major goal scorers out there to start things off. So now it's the Raiders' turn. Nolan Sargent, the first to be announced for the Raiders tonight, number 8, the defenseman. There's number 16 for the Raiders now, Matthew Bear. So 2 16s playing for these two teams tonight. Hero Schmidt coming up now. Hero scored the game-winning goal last game against Monarch. Toby Yarrington now coming out. Another senior for the Raiders. And last but not least, number 28, Jake Stordahl for the Raiders. Logan Zlot in goalie tonight for the Raiders, so he'll be the netminder, and now we'll get set with the national anthem. It's the Aspen Skiers, the Regis Jesuit Raiders coming up next. Welcome back on the Raiders Sports Network. Jake Stewart, Patrick Carlson with you all night long here for some hockey. Once again, the Raiders, another big weekend action to play after coming off of 2 big games. It was a big win, a come-from-behind win, that is, against Monarch, and a come-from-behind tie against Valor to cement this team in the top 5. Aspen, on the other hand, now has to play a number 5 ranked hot team, that is, in the Regis Jesuit Raiders. And then after that, tomorrow, they have to play the Valor Eagles. So covering up that puck for the first time tonight is Logan Zlot. Logan Zlot coming in 3 wins, 1 loss on 76 shots on goal. He has 67 saves and an 88.6 save percentage on the year. So it's the Regis Jesuit Raiders in white and the Aspen Skiers in red tonight. Checking the net here. It looks like it might have came undone. Putting the screws back in now. Face-off, appearing that the Raiders win it, and they do. Here's Nolan Sargent now, the big defenseman. 12 assists on the year for Nolan Sargent. Now it's Jack Pevney for Aspen. Behind the net, working with it. This Aspen team, only one win in the month of January. They played 8 games this month, have only been able to come up with 1 W. Behind the net now once again. Aspen trying to start from the back. The Raiders look to take it away quickly. Back now to defenseman senior Nolan Sargent. Sargent passed that one in. Here's Leighton Walsh. Walsh with the call there. It looks like offsides. So 16 minutes left to play now in period number 1. 0-0 the score now between these two teams. Could be a little bit confusing for some of us out here. Raiders in white tonight and Aspen in red, so don't get that one mixed up. Face off now in the Raiders zone. Leighton Walsh to take it. Shot there from Aspen goes wide. Redirects nicely to Kai Oganeku. Oganeku's got speed. Works it around, and here comes Sergio Padilla now for the Raiders. Sends that one in along the boards. Taken by the Skiers. Out in front, a mistake made by Aspen early. Gave an opportunity to number 19 for the Raiders and William Loss. Still a bouncing puck out in front. Padilla does a great job to keep that one in for the Raiders. Cross-ice pass shot. Redirected there by Soderberg. Still behind the net now for Walsh. Pass out in front. Nice kick save made by Soderberg. And Aspen now finally gets it out of the zone. Oganeku now continues to work with it. Sends it back in the zone. Another mistake there from Aspen. They won't have to pay the price that time. Send that one back in off the boards. No offsides call there. Here come the Raiders now back the other way with speed. Sending that one in along the boards. No icing call once again. Leighton Walsh now tracks that puck down. Behind the net, pass out in front, shot, rebound, shot, Walsh. Did that one go in? It did not. A nice save there by Soderberg with a point-blank shot. A glove save made there. Now Logan Soderberg on the season, 3 wins, 6 losses, and 3 ties. He's this team's centerpiece. He's played every single game for this Aspen Skiers team. He's going to have to be big tonight against the Raiders team that's not afraid to get the shots on and find the back of the net. 2 hits there for the Raiders. Dembeck now sends that one back in along the boards, kept in. Aspen now in their own zone, taken down there and back to the Raiders. Poor pass there, tried to find Holloway. Big hit there by Rami Dembeck. That one shot in there by number 23 for the Skiers, and an easy save made by Logan Lott. 0-0 still the score here at Family Sports Center. 14-10 left of action, period number 1, just getting started here. The Raiders already 7 wins on the season, plenty of marquee matchups. This tonight is not a top 10 matchup, but the Raiders this season have already played 9 top 10 matchups this year. Crazy to think that this is a team in their 13th game, and 9 of their 13 games have came against top 10 ranked teams in the state of Colorado. This weekend eases up a little bit for the Raiders. It's Aspen tonight, and then a little bit easier play tomorrow as well. The Skiers now win that face-off back in their own zone. Along the boards now, coming up with his Aspen, making a nice move there, shot. Blocker save made there, that was number 17 for Aspen. Tim Schlumberger. Back in the Aspen zone now. The Skiers with the puck. Raiders try and control it, but the puck goes out of the zone. Here's Nolan Sargent now walking in. Sargent passes out in front. Nobody home there to put that one home. It was Hero Schmidt there with that one. Back in the Raiders zone now, sending that one. It's a nice pass. Starting things off now out in front, and the Skiers a nice defensive play there. 13 minutes left to go now in period number 1 of action. Sargent now coming up with it in his zone. Nolan Sargent, a true leader of this team. Last year he was your main goal scorer. This year he's got the most assists on the team, so you can truly see this man is just a leader of this hockey club. Sent in along the boards now. The Raiders with good early speed here and presence. One thing they know they need to work on tonight is their special teams. They've struggled a little bit with penalties on the season. The kill, though, has been great. Kept out in front there. Shot, rebound, score! It was deflected on the way to the net there, but it looks like the credit on that goal will be to Dylan Thompson. The Raiders strike first here at Family Sports Center and start things off with a 1-0 lead. So my good friend and junior gets his first goal of the season. Dylan Thompson, what a shot there. Looked like it got redirected on the way, but nonetheless, it's a Raiders goal coming at 12:27 in the first period. So it's Dylan Thompson. That one looked unassisted. 12:23, the time of the goal. For the Raiders, it's good to finally get an early lead. They started out behind against both Valor and Monarch, so it's nice to not be playing from behind for this Raiders team. Back in the own zone now is Sergio Padilla. He's got so much speed there. Sends that one in along the boards. So Dylan Thompson, we've talked about one of the key headlines this season for the Raiders is who's going to be that man to step up with 14 seniors down. Dylan Thompson, so far in this one, has been the key player, is getting his first goal of the season. Aspen now works it back in, sending that one near side by the boards. Trying to keep that in the zone, they will. The Raiders, plenty of time in their own zone. Nice pass there. Here comes Leighton Walsh. Walsh now send that one up. Shot there from the Raiders. Kick save there. They had two guys ready for that rebound in front of the goal. Couldn't capitalize there. Kudos to the goaltender, Soderberg. For the Raiders, that was Caleb Blackback that walked in there along with Leighton Walsh. So some fast hockey here so far. Not a single icing called. Both teams moving quickly. A lot of pressure thus far. Aspen, you know they want this win, traveling all the way from the mountains. Sean Holloway chases that puck down for the Raiders, keeping that in the Aspen zone. Pass out in front. That got redirected on the way in. That was John Axton for the Raiders, and here comes John Axton with speed. Taken away now, and here comes Aspen. What a hit now along the boards for the Raiders. Robbie Denbeck not afraid to put a body on the Aspen player, and he does so perfectly. 10:25 now left to play in period number one. The Raiders on top, 1-0. Dylan Thompson getting things started. That one off the stick of Holloway and into the Aspen zone. The skiers tonight of Aspen have to be careful. They cannot turn the puck over in their own zone. The Raiders will make them pay. Once again, the marquee players for the skiers, their four main threats: Eli Hunt, Max Ufkes, Robert Fitzgerald, and Jack Penvey. All four players between 3 and 6 goals and at least 8 points on the season. Nolan Sargent now out there for the Raiders, leading this line. Sargent and his counterpart Leighton Walsh lead this team in points. The Raiders now working with it off of the face-off. Matthew Baer taken away now by the skiers. This is a skiers team. They look pretty big out there. I mean, got to think a lot of these guys ski. I mean, I was telling Patrick Carlson, our producer tonight, I was telling him, I said, this is a skiers team. I know they're known for their skiing out in Aspen, but are they known for hockey as well? I'm sure they can skate well, but can they shoot the puck? So far tonight, it's been the Raiders' way, although this is an Aspen team. They've been skating quick. Sargent now behind the boards. 9:22 left to play in period number one of action. Schmidt. Yarrington now with it. Matthew Baer trying to lay a hit for the Raiders. Hasn't been able to do so far in this one. Here comes the skiers with speed. It's number 23 working with it, Connor Chesner. Chesner walks in, shoots that one wide, and Logan Slott has to cover that one up. Once again, the Raiders have been victorious the last time these two teams met. There was a blizzard last time these two teams met in Aspen. But a very aggressive game last time. some fights breaking out between these two teams if you remember back to last season. So far, a clean game played between these two teams, 1-0 to score in favor of Regis. Aspen winning the puck now. Out in front, shot from the point. That one got redirected, didn't have a chance to get to the net. Vaught had to stand up for that save, but he makes it here with 8:44 left to go in period number 1 of action. So Aspen now loving their ability to get their shots on the net. You got to continue to do that and test Logan's Lott, the Raiders' backup goalkeeper. Lott seems to be getting some action through this season. 2 sophomore goalies in Logan's Lott and Gage Bussey for the Raiders. So another face-off in the Raiders zone. That one quickly comes up and out. Sergio Padilla finds it right on his stick. He comes, walks into the zone. Nobody out there in front. Rebound, shot, save. That puck trickled out in front of the goal. Couldn't find the back of the net. Raiders still with it. Keep that one in the blue line. Pass out there, deflected and blocked by Max Ufkes. Turnover there, and here come the Raiders back the other way. Into the zone now. Not much for numbers, but an opportunity still out in front. Open. Okaneku sends that one towards the net. That Raiders player, that was Okaneku, took a shot to the face there. A stick to the face, that is. No call on that one. Definitely appeared to be a slashing. Dylan Thompson looked to find his second goal tonight. Could not. Raiders still an opportunity out in front. That was number 10. Another shot for the Raiders. Andrew Gleason. Padilla loses the puck behind his own net. Opportunity now for Aspen. Blackbat now working with it for the Raiders. Tried to beat a few defenders, could not. Aspen a little sloppy with the puck now. The Raiders trying to take advantage. Keeping it and now in the skier zone with that same line out there. Leighton Walsh and Blackbat leading this one for the Raiders. Up top now, Walsh sends it back down along the boards. Walsh now, big hit for the Raiders. That is Leighton Walsh looking for his 9th goal of the season for the Raiders. Loose puck now in the skier zone. Aspen working with it. Pass up, taken away there by the Raiders. Here comes Regis trying to catch Aspen off guard, but the attacker goes down for the Raiders. So the Raiders team still young. They're learning. They'll make mistakes, but from time to time they will be hot. You got to watch out for this team. They've been hot so far tonight. Leighton Walsh sends that one along the boards. Sands now for the Raiders chasing that one down. Brody Sands had a goal against Valor last week. That one sent in, trickling puck towards Soderberg. Steal there, nice job by the Raiders and Sands. Brody Sands now sends that one up top. Back to John Axton. Axton gets that one deflected on the way towards the goal. Dembeck now behind the net. That's Robbie Dembeck. I always get him mixed up with Matthew Bear. Bear wore that number 5 number in the football season, but he wears number 16 in the hockey season. Still out in front, the Raiders looking for that open look. It's John Axton working with it. And Aspen now going to get it out of the zone. Great defense there by number 29 for Aspen. Riley Johnson. So an icing called there with 5:04 left to go in period number 1. The Raiders on top by a score of 1-0. Dylan Thompson got things started at Family Sports Center tonight. The Raiders have done well so far in faceoffs in this game. Unable to win that one, though. Aspen now with it. Shot out in front. Kick save there made by the Raiders. Logan's Lot, that is. Aspen comes away with it there, but now it's Nolan Sargent. Sargent now to Schmidt. Schmidt has plenty of speed for the Raiders, and an offsides call there. So 4:43 left to go in period number 1 of action here. The Raiders taking on the Aspen Skiers. Skiers win that face-off in their own zone now. Now it's the captain with it now for the Skiers, number 24, Jack Pevney. So moving now back to the Skiers zone, 1-0 still the score. Once again, the Raiders very hot coming into this one. They went one win and 1 tie last weekend against 2 high-caliber top 5 teams in Monarch and Valor. That one kept in the zone. Big shot from the point. Redirected wide to the net. Soderberg's going to have to be big all night long if the Skiers want a chance in this one. Sargent now working with it. Shot in. Got blocked. Rebound. Nolan Sargent still with it for the Raiders. Steal made there, and here comes the Skiers. Sent in along the boards, and an icing call there. 3:57 left to go now in action. Once again, thanks for tuning into the Raider Sports Network tonight. The Regis Jesuit Raiders looking for their 8th win of the season, and the Aspen Skiers looking for win of number 4. This Raiders team, after 2 tough games last weekend, they get Aspen and Pueblo County this weekend, and then next weekend it's back up against 2 high-caliber teams in Chaparral and Valor Christian. So a little bit of a break for the Raiders this weekend, but cannot take these 2 teams lightly. There was a open puck there out by the net, but nobody could secure it for the Raiders. Loose puck behind the net now. Let's see if the Raiders can come up with it. Using the skates now. Aspen gets it out of the zone. Sergio Padilla now. 3:20 left to go in his first period of action. Padilla on the season, 1 goal and 5 assists for the Raiders. He played well last season, particularly in the championship run. That one's sent up and out of play. 3:10 now left to go in action. This is a Raiders team only giving up 22 goals on the season. And that's through 12 games. So this is a team, they played great defense so far this year, balance it out with offense as well. They scored 36 goals on the season. The Raiders have. 3 minutes left to go now in first period of action. Leighton Walsh had a little trouble securing that puck for a second, but the Raiders still with it. Here's Sergio Padilla now from his own zone. Back to Walsh. Leighton Walsh now walking in, looking for goal number 9. Leighton Walsh. Great pressure now from Aspen. Still an opportunity. Shot, score! Caleb Blackbat for the Raiders gets him on top once again. 2-0 the score here at Family Sports Center. His 2nd goal this season. So Caleb Blackbat left all alone there from the point. Didn't waste any time. 2:36 left to play here in period number 1. The Raiders up by a score of 2-0. Leighton Walsh credited for the assist there, and now he takes over this team and leads them in points on the year. So Leighton Walsh, 8 goals and 7 assists. And for the Raiders, his Caleb Blackbat. It is his 2nd goal. 2nd goal and 3 assists on the year. Here's Ravi Dembeck now walking in for the Raiders. Aspen now needing a spark in this one. They've been held shotless through most of this first period. Sean Holloway back in the Aspen zone, Behind the net now, sends it up top. Opportunity still out in front. Dembeck wanted a goal there. Soderberg smothers it up. 1:46 now left to play. Aspen working with it now behind the net. Raiders trying to lay a hit, and they will, but going down is Hero Schmidt. The ref raising his hands. Let's see if a penalty is coming up. I don't think so. 1:20 now left to go. Loose puck now. Won by the Raiders for the moment, and now it's Aspen working with it. Been held without a shot for several minutes. The Raiders defense playing great so far tonight. Ben Romero now for the Raiders. Sends that one and is taken right away by the Skiers. 50 seconds left to go in action. Hero Schmidt with the puck for the Raiders. Big hit there, and Aspen sends that one in. Looked like it might have snuck by for a second by Zlot. And Zlot's going to send that one wide as well. 38 left to go now in period number 1. Behind the net now. Both teams vying for the puck. Aspen comes away with it from the point. Shot. Save there. It looked like a glove save for the moment, but it got by Zlot and out of the zone. So 15 seconds left to go in period number 1. Raiders trying to hang on to a 2-goal lead so far. Off the boards there, and that will do it for period of 1 of action here at Family Sports Center. The Raiders on top by a score of 2-0. It was goal scored by Dylan Thompson, his first of the season, and Caleb Blackback getting his second of the year. Raiders on top 2-0 going into the first period of intermission. Stay with us on the Raiders Sports Network. We'll have the next 2 periods to come.
What's up, Raiders? I'm Skylar Kane. And I'm Caitlin Marshall. And this week, we take a look into the servant leadership class. Palms prepares for nationals. And Shen McConnell is back with an all-new pizza review. That and more. And it's all happening here, right now, on RJTV. Coming up soon, and we want you to sign up for Servant Leadership. This class will work in collaboration with Student Council to plan the dances, pep rallies, mission week, and so much more. But what else do we do? Lyric Swift and Anna Mozar have the story.
You've seen them on RJTV, at events and assemblies. They're your Student Council leaders. But do you know the work it takes to make it happen?
Hi, my name is Skylar Kane. I'm the Student Council President.
Joe Cross, and I'm Senior Class Representative.
Jack Kennedy, Student Council runner-up.
My name is Meredith Fike, and I'm the Activities Director.
So I joined Student Council because I kind of wanted to have like a greater impact on our school for like my last year here, and I really actually wanted to like inquire change and make things that I thought could be better and kind of put my ideas into action.
Why I joined Student Council was to make a difference. I would love to go into that career later in life. I'd love to be part of politics.
What we do is we try to partner with clubs to help support their events.
There's a lot of different things we do. Basically, what we're doing now is like planning new events for the future, and so how that can benefit both the students and the faculty, maybe raise some money.
Although Student Council seems like all fun and games, they're still faced with many challenges.
My biggest struggle would probably be making everyone happy. So if you have a dance, some people are going to love it, some people aren't.
It takes hard work and determination to please the entire student body, and that's where Student Council and student leadership comes in.
Community building, culture building for Regis Jesuit school culture, and that's something that you can't build and then it just like stays. It's a constant thing that you have to get better at.
This has been Lyric Swift and Anna Moses.
Join student leadership.
For RJT.
Yeah, you should just... I'm kidding. Okay, let's go. Thanks, Lyric and Anna. So, Skylar, sports, how are they doing? Well, to be honest, I have no idea, but luckily I do know some people who do.
Really? Can I guess?
No.
Oh.
It's Ben Gelfand and Jake Stewart with your Sports Spotlight.
What's up, Raiders? I'm Jake.
And I'm Ben.
Here with your Sports Spotlight.
To start off, senior basketball player Jaden Moore has been nominated for the McDonald's All-American game, averaging a double-double.
Moore's 15 points and 10 rebounds per game headline your 5th-ranked girls basketball team, who picked up the W over Thunder Ridge this week. They play again at home next week against Douglas County.
Boys basketball coming off a couple big wins against Heritage, Dakota Ridge. They play against rival Mullen on Saturday.
Boys hockey plays tonight against Valor Christian at 5:40. At Family Sports as well as against Monarch tomorrow. Tune in on the Raider Sports Network and good luck, guys.
Senior night for girls swim was last night at their meet against Mountain Vista.
More than 20 swimmers have qualified for state this year.
Boys wrestling team continues to earn their place on the mat.
Antonio Sandora is ranked 11th in his weight category.
Wrestler Xavier Carroll is 16th in his weight category.
And junior Antonio Segura is leading the pack in first place in his weight category.
Keep it up, guys.
Girls wrestling is also up and running.
Last Saturday they did well competing at the Montbello tournament. Keep it up, ladies.
And your Varsity Palms team is heading to nationals.
Our RJTV reporters are here with the story.
Every athlete on this team brings something so special to this program. Not only are we team members, but we're best friends.
I would not ask for a different group of girls to dance with every day.
We train year-round from April to March.
3 hours a day, 6 days a week. We do technique, training, conditioning, and even ballet.
And this bond that we have is unmatched. We made Palm State Finals for the first time in 5A.
We work so hard and we've just gotten so close. It's really a dream team.
Good luck this weekend, Pops team, and don't forget to tune in all week long. The Raider Sports Network will have some hockey and basketball for you.
Back to Skylar and Caitlin in the studio.
Thanks, Jake and Ben. Hey, Skylar, can we go grab pizza after this? Sure, I don't know where, but I'm feeling pizza. I literally just said pizza. Oh, well, I think senioritis is affecting my hearing. Forgive me. Sorry, Skylar, I do not have enough brain cells to keep talking to you right now. Shen McConnell has his recommendations.
Hey guys, Shen here. I forgot to turn on the mic during my pizza review, so I'm going to be commentating over it. So let's see here. What's up, AJ? We're here. Big Bill's Pizza. Shout out NYPD. They're supporting the cops. We like that. So one bite. Let's check out the za. Little splittage. Not keeping together. Alright, it's not coming off good. Come on. Oh yeah, a little Yonkers flop there, a little Yonkers, one bite, everyone knows the rules. One bite, everyone knows the rules, one bite, everyone knows the rules. Come on through, we're just filming a pizza review, don't worry about us, we're just filming a pizza review, one bite, 6.7. That's a review. Big Bill's Pizza. Supporting our cops, NYPD. Boom.
Hey, AJ, way to go with that really crisp audio. It's almost as crisp as this pizza. Cut the cameras. People didn't like this last time. Thanks, Shen. Now, before we go, we do have a few announcements. If you haven't yet, be sure to register for the Roaring 20s Mom Prom on February 23rd. And the book drive is still continuing on till the end of this month, so bring in your new or lightly used books into the dean's office or either of the main entries in both the divisions. If you are an underclassman without a parking spot on campus, you can park in the boys division lot for the next 2 weeks. Just be sure to not park in staff spots. The FCC lot will be closed during boys service projects, so be sure to take advantage of this. Yes, and if you haven't changed your passwords yet, do that now or you will be locked out of all of your accounts. And you will get a jug.
Geez, a jug?
Yeah, I thought that was kind of harsh too, but you know who you are, so go change that password, like, right now. Skylar, give it up. I'm sorry, what? Give it up for Cadre! Today, Cadre will be collecting for the Australian Wildfire Relief, helping animals recover from the fires. And that's all for this week. I'm Skylar Kane.
And I'm Caitlin Marshall.
Peace. That's like really like high.
Welcome back on the Raiders Sports Network. It's the Raiders. It's the Skiers tonight. 2-0 to score heading in to the second period of action. It was Dylan Thompson and Caleb Blattbat getting things going early for the Raiders. So 17 more minutes of action here. We'll start period number 2 at Family Sports Center. You talk about unprecedented players scoring for the Raiders. Guys you don't normally see getting on the scoring books and getting on the board. It was Dylan Thompson getting his first goal this season and Caleb Blattbat, who's been a true leader on this team, getting his second goal of the season. The Raiders winning the open face-off here. Back in their own zone. This is an Aspen team that are led by Eli Hunt with 9 points, as well as Jack Pevney and Robert Fitzgerald with 9 as well. Max Ofkeys with 8. So far, though, it's been all Raiders. Back behind the net now. The Skiers trying to test Logan's lot in this second period. They didn't do a great job of it in the first. Good fight and battle for that puck. Leighton Walsh gets it out of the zone as he was held. Into the zone now. And it looks like an offsides call there on the Raiders. So 16:07 left to play in period number 2. The Raiders on top 2-0. I was telling my counterpart, Patrick Carlson, who's producing tonight for this game, I was telling him it's funny to me the fact that he named this team the Aspen Skiers. That'd be like you're calling this Regis Raiders team the Regis Catholics or something of that nature, you know? Padilla skates in now, works his way back. Maybe not Regis Catholics, maybe just Regis Jesuits or something of that nature, as simple as the Skiers name sounds. So here comes the Raiders, back the other way now. Into the Aspen zone, that one's sent up and out. Sergio Padilla works with it now. Tries to find Hero Schmidt, the Raiders trying to use their speed and youth. These freshmen and sophomores for the Raiders truly have stepped up over the past few weeks, to help this team get back on track. This is a team had only 1 loss last season, had 3 to start the season, and was not the way you want to start the season if you're Coach Dan Woodley, as a team that's not used to losing, but it's been a learning curve for this team after losing 14 seniors. The Raiders opting to switch lines now, and now it's Aspen with the puck. Behind the zone, taken right back by the Raiders, and Gleason shoots that one off the boards and out. 14:53 left to play in period number 2. The Raiders on top, 2-0 right now. This Raiders line out there, young sophomore Benjamin Morero, one of the guys out there, John Axton as well, another sophomore, Andrew Gleason, Dylan Thompson, the junior, and then 22 for the Raiders. That is Nicholas Bauer. So a very young lineup out there for the Raiders, no seniors and only 1 junior. Behind the boards now. Raiders try and keep it in the zone, and they will. Gleason now with it. Andrew Gleason still fighting for the puck for the Raiders. On the other side, it's number 14 for Aspen. George Morrison looking for it. Gleason still with the puck. Back up top now for the Raiders. Send that one in. It snuck through, but it did not find the back of the net. Here comes Aspen now. They're trying to get some speed out there. Opportunity now for the Skiers. Their first of the game. Walking in. Great defense by Ben Romero. It looked like it had potential of a one-on-one. Romero versus number 14, George Morrison for Aspen. Great defensive stop there by the Raiders, and back the other way now comes Dylan Thompson with speed. Thompson tries to track that puck down, but not before icing is called. So 13:50 left to go in period number 2. The Raiders still on top by a score of 2-0. Dylan Thompson, man, is he fun to watch. And someone I've grown close with the last couple of years at Regis, and it's been great to see him get his first goal on this Raiders varsity team this year of this season. Tonight he struck first early in that first period. So switching players out now. Max Ufke sent out of the faceoff there for Aspen. Raiders with the puck at Stordahl. Along the end boards now. Fight for the puck, and Sean Holloway comes away with it. Back to Jake Stordahl. Stordahl now sends that one up and out for another icing call. So looking across the NHL, the Rangers tonight up a score of 3-0 at the end of 2. Another big game. The Pittsburgh Penguins and the Philadelphia Flyers, two superb teams this year. Pittsburgh up a score of 3-2. One more for you. The Vegas Kings up 2-0 midway through the second period on top of the Carolina Hurricanes. That's your NHL update of the night. We'll give you some Raiders sports updates tonight as well. The basketball team has been hot. We'll update you on them come the third period. Both basketball teams, that is, the boys and the girls stepping up so far. Here's Aspen walking in, shot, save there by Zlot. That was Logan Zlot's first real test of the game, and he comes up strong there. So bring it back to the Raiders zone now, 13-18. Aspen, a little breath of fresh air there. I'm sure the elevation up there has got to be upwards of 8,000. Family Sports Center, though, action tonight. Luckily, after Patrick Carlson and I travel to the sports stable, we don't have to go up to Aspen. Nice and close game, a Raiders home game tonight. That's number 17 with the shot there for the Skiers. Tim Schlumberger. Miller. Back up top now. Raiders trying to get it out of the zone as Jake Stordahl now controlling the puck. I love this lineup out there for the Raiders. This line led by the two biggest players out there for the Raiders, Jake Stordahl and Nolan Sargent. Walsh out there as well. Blackback pressured that puck, but now it's Nolan Sargent with it. Sargent sends that one along the boards. No icing called there. 12:30 left to go in the second period of action. The Raiders looking to add to their lead. Walsh chipping in at that puck, and the Raiders come away with it. A nice steal, and here comes defenseman and captain Nolan Sargent. The senior walks in. That's Nolan Sargent taking it himself out in front. Had a wide open goal there for the Raiders. That was number 19, William Laws, and Laws has had a great season so far. Could have found his second goal there. Had an open net. Great job by Nolan Sargent to draw up that play with 12 minutes left to go in the second period. Padilla now pressing for that puck. Raiders still with it. Nice steal there by the Raiders. But now it's Aspen with it. Raiders finally touching that puck, and you see the goaltender skating out there in Soderberg. It's going to be a penalty on the Raiders. So the Skiers are going to go to the power play for the first time tonight. We talked about it earlier. The Raiders have struggled this season limiting those penalties tonight. The Skiers will go on the power play at 11:37 left to go in the second period. So the Raiders did a good job in the first period limiting the penalties. The second period, they get called for the first one tonight. This is where, if you're the Raiders, you got to have goaltender Logan Zlot step up. He's been great so far tonight and great so far this season. 3 wins, 1 loss on the year. Skiers win that face-off. Big shot from the point. Zlot knocks it down. Doesn't cover it up, though, so a rebound available. Logan Zlot now in the second period finally being tested. I couldn't count a single shot on him in the first period that had an opportunity to go in. That one does, though. A chance there for the Skiers. Still an opportunity now out in front. Padilla pressing hard on the defensive side for the Raiders. This is the all-star lineup out there for the Skiers. 4 of their 5 guys have 9 points out there. 1:20 now left to go on the power play. Once again, this is an Aspen team Only one win so far in the month of January. This is their last game as well. Shot there, nice stick save by Zlot. Aspen already 3 shots on this power play. That one goes wide of the net. 1 minute left to go now on the power play. So the Skiers finally pressing hard on the Raiders. Shot there, kick save made by Zlot. Raiders still unable to get this one out of the zone, and they finally will. Sean Holloway doing so. That one sent right back in, and glove save made by Zlot. He put it right back to his teammate, who sent it up and out. Smart play by the Raiders. A little bit of jarring going on down here by Sergio Padilla, number 16 for the Skiers. That's Matthew Rigney and Padilla now exchanging words with 30 seconds left on the power play. So the Raiders doing a good job so far defensively, but the Skiers 4 shots on this power play. Raiders, after dominating that first period, have to be able to hang on in the second. Power play winding down, Raiders with the puck shorthanded. Along the boards there, 2 players missing on the hit there for the Skiers. Blackbat, plenty of time, works up top, Nolan Sargent. Power play is ended now. Great job by the Raiders on that kill. We saw last weekend the Raiders had 1 shorthanded goal, but they also gave up one on the other side to get Monarch right back in the game. They had a 2-goal lead entering that third period, and then the Raiders gave up a shorthanded goal and made it a 1-goal game. Monarch had a power play as well to try to knot things up at 4, but the Raiders hung on there. Sargent now with the puck for the Raiders, skating with speed. 9 minutes left to go in the second period. Now it's Leighton Walsh. Walsh brings it across the blue line now, trying to find somebody in the zone. Walsh shot up top, ricocheting off the goaltender, Soderberg, but it shot up in the air. Still a chance now for the Raiders. Behind the net now with it. Raiders up top. Now shot, save, rebound, shot, score. Raiders get it off of a rebound. 3-0 now the score. You cannot give that one up, and the Raiders making Soderberg pay on the rebound there. So the Raiders now up a trio of goals. That's a goal scored by number 19 for the Raiders, William Laws, his second of the season. So 3-0 now the score. 8:43 left to play in period number 2 of action. To give the assist there to number 22, Nicholas Ballers. And I mean, you have to. It was a tough initial shot there to save for Soderberg, but it was a rebound that was right in front of the goal. An easy rebound there for the Raiders. And it falls for the second goal of the season there. So the Raiders now tonight, 3 players scoring goals that don't normally score for you. First it was Dylan Thompson getting his first goal of the season. Following that one up for the Raiders, getting his second goal of the season was Caleb Blackbat. And then finally, last but not least, just seconds ago, the goal scored by William Laws. That's his second of the season to go along with 1 assist. So Laws, another sophomore for the Raiders, stepping up so far in this one. 8:19 now left to play in period number 2. Here comes Aspen now. Working it back into the Raiders' zone. Shot, score! What a rooster shot there, and he falls on the ice. An unprecedented celebration and shot there, taking it all by himself. Number 23 for Aspen. Glad he gets up okay. Connor Chesney. What a shot there from the point to get the Skiers on the board here, answering the Raiders right back with 8:06 left to go in period number 2. If you're the Raiders in Logan's Lot, there's nothing you can do on that shot. They work it quickly into the zone and just send a banger of a shot to the top corner. What a shot there by the Skiers. Finding that top corner, that top shelf shot, something this goalie in Logan's Lot having trouble with this season, cannot save that one, and I don't blame him. A shot that I don't know anybody in the high school, anybody in the state of Colorado that can make that save. So Zlot, a glove save there, and after it looked like the Raiders had a commanding 2-0 lead, Aspen started out strong, got on the power play, couldn't capitalize, but it sure looked like they had a lot of momentum. The Raiders get that third goal, but answering right back now are the Skiers. So 3-1, now the score, 7:49 left to play in period number 2. Nice hit there by the Raiders. Wow, what a hit. Still out in front now. Great pass. What a save made by Soderberg. The Raiders had a wide open shot there out in front and couldn't get one to go. So a lot of fast-paced hockey happening out now in the second period. Both teams with a goal to start things off here in action. 10 minutes into the second period, and the score now 3-1 Raiders. Here's Sean Holloway now on the face-off for the Raiders. Holloway winning that one for the Raiders. Now it's Nolan Sargent. Sargent lost that puck, and here come the Skiers. A one-on-one opportunity and chance, but Jake Stordahl, a great defensive stop. Tries to set something back the other way for Holloway, and he's called offsides. So 7:10 left to play here. Jake Stordahl doing it on one end, tried to get it set up on the other, but an offsides call there. I'll have to talk to Patrick after this game and see if that celebration by Connor Chesner warrants, some sort of time on our blooper reel that we've made on the Raiders Sports Network. It looked like he wanted to get a celebration for the Edges. I mean, Connor Chesner, that was his 5th goal of the season, a great time for a milestone, and then he fell on his celebration. 6:55 now left to play, period number 2 of action. Raiders with the puck. Behind the net now with it is Sean Holloway. Holloway pressured by the Skiers. The Skiers sure do look like they've came on now in the second period, more so than the first. Sands now puts that one in for Holloway. The Raiders still in this one, dominating possession. Jake Stordahl, that shot gets deflected off his skate there. Loose puck out in front of the goal was taken by the Skiers. 2 players go down there. Robbie Denbeck being the Raiders player. He'll go straight to the bench for the Raiders. Here come the Skiers now hustling in. Lott stretching out there to save that one. Here come the Raiders now with speed. Leighton Walsh trying to come up with that puck. He's denied there, and the whistle blown for offside. So 6:02 left to play in action here. Period number 2. Raiders on top. 3-1. 3 goals scored by 3 new players, if you will, for the Raiders. New to the scoring table, that is, in Dylan Thompson, Caleb Bladbat, and most recently William Laws. Connor Chesner, though, for Aspen. No secret that he can score, getting his 5th goal of the season, most recently for Aspen, to get them back within 2. Walsh now, good pressure on that puck. Tries to lay ahead along the boards. 5:50 now left to play. Loose puck now. Ben Romero comes to get it for the Raiders. Misplayed there by the Skiers, so the Raiders another opportunity that time. Soderberg having to play strong so far in these first 2 periods. He's played decent thus far, has given up 3 goals. He'll have to be ready for a plethora of Regis shots come the end of this second period and the third period as well. This is the Raiders team. They feel they have not been ranked fairly, for the way they've played so far this season. They have played 9 top 10 teams this season, 7 wins on the year, only 3 losses, and they're still ranked number 5. Romero from the point. Shot there was blocked. Rebound to Axton. This Raiders team once again came up with a win and a tie against 2 top 5 teams in the state of Colorado. That's why you see them ranked at number 5 this week. Walsh now sends that one back along the boards. 4:40 now left to play in period number 2. Walsh steal there. Backhand shot. That one looked like it went in, but it didn't. And Aspen players lost his 6, so John Axton shot, save, rebound, shot, score! Dylan Thompson, his 2nd of the game, coming on a rebound. 4-1 now the score, and Soderberg wants that one back. He let that one go right off of the blocker there, and now it's a 4-1 score the Raiders way. So the 2nd goal of the game off a rebound, and the 2nd goal of the game for Dylan Thompson, his 2nd goal of the season. What a night for Dylan Thompson here at the Family Sports Center. Dylan Thompson now with 4:30 left extends the Raiders' lead to 4-1, and he's one of those players you just root for him. You know, Dylan Thompson's been working since his freshman year, now a junior, to make this team. The loss of 14 seniors means he's now one of the leaders of this team, and he has played like it tonight, playing the part with 2 goals. Walsh getting credit with another assist tonight. That's his second of the game. Big shot there from the point, goes wide. That one sent out of the zone. Let's see if icing's called here. It should be, and it will. So Dylan Thompson adding to the Raiders' lead. This has been a game fully of momentum. The Raiders getting the first 2 goals, actually the first 3 goals, but after that second goal, it was a power play for Aspen. The Raiders did a good job of killing that, came back, scored another goal. Aspen gets on the board with the Raiders answering right back now. I know this whole season for the Raiders and for the state of high school hockey here in Colorado, it's been just so different. You have no team standing out this season. I could name 15 teams just right now of teams that can make a run far in the playoffs, and this one has been nothing different. And players stepping up as well for this Raiders team that you don't normally talk about. Who would have thought that this would be the Dylan Thompson night? 2 goals for him already. Hero Schmidt lost that puck for the Raiders. 3:38 now left to play. Aspen going to win that puck. Back in their own zone, though. They want some momentum back. They had a little after that early goal there just a moment ago. It's tripped there. Ref looked like he raised his hand. And a penalty upcoming once again on the Raiders. So one thing that the Raiders do have to work on, not just in this game but this season, is limiting the penalties. There's another one on the Regis Jesuit Raiders. It's a young team. You'll see them commit penalties, and that is their second of the night. So another power play and another opportunity for Aspen to get back in this game. So a tripping call now on the Raiders. 2 minutes for the power play for Aspen now at the 3:15 mark in the second period. The Skiers win that face-off, setting that one within the boards. Nolan Sargent on the defensive side for the Raiders. Great defense to use that body. That one sent up and out by the Raiders. Here comes Leighton Walsh. Walsh's got a one-on-one. He takes it to the corner, finds the open man, tried to at least, who goes flying. That's got to be called a penalty. Let's see if it is. Raiders shorthanded. It looks like they'll draw the penalty there. Caleb Blackbat had a chance there. Got pushed down in front of the net. So just 18 seconds into the Aspen power play, the Raiders coming in shorthanded. Looked like they had an opportunity to score there. So no penalty called on the Raiders. 2:55 left to play in period number 2. Aspen wins that puck. They try to reset now. The Raiders' defense has been superb all night long. The Aspen goal came on a fast break, if you will, a shot from the point. Just a top shelf shot that Logan Zlot had nothing to do about. The Skiers walk in. Sargent takes it right from him. And here's an opportunity for the Raiders. Tries to send that one to Leighton Walsh, who skates off the ice now. 1 minute and 5 seconds now left to go on this power play for Aspen. Aspen has just not even been able to set up on this power play. They had 4 shots on their last power play, but this one has been different. That one, the Raiders cannot clear out. Shot there off the skate, rebound shot. What a save made by Bussey. He laid out there and made a gymnastics-like dive to make that save. Rolled over there that time. What a save made by Logan Zlot. Logan Zlot there. Looked like a dog rolling in mud to make that save. Beauty of a save there to rob the Aspen player of the goal. That one goes through the legs of Padilla. So once again, another an Aspen opportunity came on a chance where the Raiders made a mistake in their own zone. They could not clear that puck. Went right to Aspen, a shot point blank at Zlot. He made the save, but a scary sight for the Raiders. You cannot allow that. So another penalty called on the Raiders. It'll be 5-on-3 Hockey now for 28 seconds, and then it'll be a power play 4-on-3 action, man advantage for Aspen. This here is the biggest opportunity of the game for Aspen. Let's see if they can capitalize. Quick stoppage of play here, and now the ref will blow the whistle. Once again, this is the Raiders team. A little bit of an easier weekend this time. They got Aspen tonight and Pueblo County tomorrow. That is a road game all the way in Pueblo, so we will not cover that game for you, but we'll give you updates all night long on the Regis Twitter account. Leighton Walsh, what a move there, juked out 2 defenders. Should have been a penalty call, and there wasn't one. That time he gets slammed to the boards, and that time it looks like it will be a penalty, and it will. So Leighton Walsh getting pushed all over the ice, and finally a penalty called there. So that time going to the ice is number 15 for Aspen. That's Lander Greenway. He's scoreless on the year. Called for slashing there. So now 3 players in the box between these two teams. 6 seconds left to go on the first power play. But then 1 minute and 39 seconds left to go in the power play for Aspen. So Aspen's got a 5-on-4 action. Here comes Aspen now. They win that puck. The Raiders only 3 men on the ice. The first power play ends, and the Raiders kill that one. So it's now 4-on-4 hockey between these two teams. 1 minute left to go now in period number 2. Raiders up 4-1. Walking in now with it. Logan Slott covers that up and avoids danger. 54 seconds left to go in the second period of action here. It's been an exciting one so far. The Raiders not disappointing, especially in the scoring department. Lots played well to keep his team with a 3-goal lead as well. That one sent in along the boards. Here come the Raiders. It's Nolan Sargent. He's got speed. He's got physicality. He's got everything you want in your captain. Sargent now tries to win that puck, and he cannot. So now it's the captain of Aspen now working with it back the other way. That's number 23. Connor Chesner. Chesner already has a goal and 5 on the season. 25 seconds left to go. We'll start off period number 3 of action with both teams on the power play. So 4-on-4 action. Thus 23.4 seconds left to go now. Period number 3, 4-1 Raiders. This has been a night. You can tell the Raiders wanted to get that lead early and stick to it. They did just that. Starting up 3-0, trying to hang on now here at Family Sports Center. Ten of the Raiders' 13 games this season have came within 1 goal, so this would be a good break for the team if they could get an even heavier lead on this one. Start pouring on the goals a little bit. Why not? 5 seconds left to go here. Aspen with a chance. Still a chance now. That one gets deflected on the way to the net. And we hit double zeros in period number 2. A pair of goals scored by the Raiders and 1 scored by Aspen as well. The Raiders enter period number 3 up by a score of 4-1. We'll be back in just a couple minutes with period number 3 of action. Stay with us here at the Family Sports Center.
Welcome back to Raider Sports Radio. It is January 23rd, and we have an episode of our NBA show. We do 1 a week of NBA and NFL, so you will also see an NFL one. Marcus will sadly not be here for that, but we have another great announcer, extraordinaire, great personality, Brandon Severance. He will be filling in. But without ado, I did say it was the 23rd. The 22nd, which was last night, Zion made his debut. What did you think about that?
Well, I watched the end of the game, which was the right decision to make, I guess. they didn't play him much in the first 3 quarters, which it's expected. I mean, he's injured. I mean, they're giving him a specific amount of play time. But, I mean, I didn't expect him to shoot so well.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't expect him to just come in and body like he did at Duke. I mean, he was throwing around guys that are like 7 feet tall. I mean, he dominated in the fourth quarter, which is really fun to watch. I mean, I'm excited to see what he can do with more play time. He's definitely got a ton of potential, and he might help that Pelicans team to a potential 7th seed, 8th seed in the end, but I'm not sure.
I mean, yeah. That's a Pelicans team with a lot of young depth. As you may remember, Jackson Hayes was also the 10th overall pick, so they have 2 top 10 rookie picks on that team. Both of them were playing well. Unfortunately, I kind of did the opposite of what you did. I watched the first 3.5 quarters, and I was like, Zion's not going to get put back in. I left. About a minute later, Zion got in a 2-minute stretch, scored 16 points.
Yeah,
he scored 17 in the fourth quarter, including going 4 for 4 from 3 in the game. I mean, he has more threes in 1 quarter than Ben Simmons has in his entire career.
Well, Zion he's an animal. His weight to height ratio, a lot of people were stressing about that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he definitely has a lot of weight to him, but I mean, you look at him and he just looks like a beast.
Exactly.
He doesn't look fat or whatever people would like to say about him. He looks like even potentially more athletic Charles Barkley.
That's true.
I'm excited to see what he can do, and he already has done a little bit for the Pelicans. I mean,
according to the BMI Body Mass Index, Zion Williamson's 6'6" and 285 frame puts him as a Class 1 obese player. I have never seen a Class 1 obese player with a 48-inch vertical. I'm sure you haven't either, but it's absolutely insane what he can do, not only with his physical athletic ability. He's an athletic freak. He's a child in a grown man's body.
Yep.
It's insane. Not only can he do that, but since Duke, he's added that three-pointer to make him even more deadly. Now he spaces the floor. We also saw early in that game his ability to pass, thread the needle, drive in, kick it out. He's expanding his game, grabbing hard for rebounds. He could possibly be a triple-double machine if he sees more minutes.
Yes, sir. Hudson, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
On defense, how do you stop somebody that can not only get to the hoop so easily, but apparently now shoot?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And this is something we saw last night. Zion's threat makes him so different, because not only can he drive in, there was one play in the second quarter against the Spurs, he was driving in, and they had to take Trey Lyles and LaMarcus Aldridge at the top and put Derek White behind. So when Zion drove in, he used his court vision to kick it outside to Moore so he could shoot. He missed the shot, but that's the kind of thing that makes Zion so deadly. Because he can drive, now he can shoot. They were disrespecting his range in the first game. He can drive, he can shoot, he can pass. He is becoming more of an all-around player and still an absolute wrecking ball.
Yes, sir. I mean, he's dominating already, and we're not even seeing the half of it yet. So I think it's exciting. I think we should move on to talk about Damian Lillard. I mean, incredible night.
61 points. It was like 10 rebounds, 8 assists. That is his career high. That now moves him into tied for third place among all-time active players with points scored. Devin Booker is in first place with 70, Carmelo Anthony in second place with 62. So that puts him in the third spot at 61, tying James Harden. He went off. I mean, it wasn't even like a spectacular he went off performance. It was just sneaky, bucket after bucket after bucket after three-pointer, couple rebounds. I mean, 61-point double-double. I've never done that. You've never done that. Many people in the NBA haven't even done that. So what he was able to do was absolutely incredible. What's your take on that?
I think that it was an incredible performance, but I'm the kind of guy that likes to look at the overall picture of things. How do you think that the Trailblazers are looking? I mean, almost halfway through the season. I mean, they're 19-26, about 42% of their games they're winning.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think that they can get up to the 8th seed, up to the 7th seed, or do you think that they're just a player with they're just a team with a lot of personnel that really doesn't work that well together?
Yeah, I think they will be able to get up to that 8th seed spot, and here's why. A trade that really went under the radar. Trevor Ariza was traded from Sacramento to Portland. Now that provides more veteran leadership for a younger bench, if you will. So now your starting lineup, you can look at it as Hassan Whiteside, who's been averaging the most blocks per game in the league. And you have Carmelo Anthony, still a dynamic scorer who was blackballed out of the league, came back, and he's proven his worth again. He's now 6th in All-Star voting. Then at the small forward, you have Trevor Ariza. He's been in the league since 2000, and I think it was 2004, 2003.
Yeah.
He is one of the veterans that you wouldn't expect to still be in the league with his type of performance, but he is still in the league. He can provide solid minutes, solid points, and then you have the best backcourt in the NBA, C.J. McCollum and Damian Lillard. I mean, it's absolutely insane what they can do if they just live up to their potential. I could see them finishing in the 8th seed. Where do you see them finishing?
I see them finishing 9 or 10.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think if they really would have shown playoff potential, they would have already came out and shown it. I mean, there's got to be a locker room cancer. There's got to be a bench cancer. Something's going on behind the scenes that is affecting the Trailblazers. I mean, they got to the Western Conference Finals last year. Like, no one really knows the deal with that. I mean,
yeah.
How do you go from a contender to a 10th seed?
Yeah.
With all these incredible players. I mean, they have one of the best starting 5 in the league. They just have no depth beyond the bench.
Yeah, they really don't. Their depth is their struggle. They have young players, but we saw Zach Collins, who was a solid young player. He is out for most of the year now. Anfernee Simmons hasn't been stepping up the way he wanted to. So beyond that veteran leadership on that starting 5, there is absolutely no depth. Now we move from a team who's been struggling, the Portland Trailblazers, to the hottest team in the league off a 7-game win streak, the Milwaukee Bucks. They're on pace to go 69-13. Pretty nice.
Okay, let's keep it.
Let's see.
I mean, just talking statistics straight off the bat, looking at about 87% of the games that they're winning. They've lost 2 games at home. I mean, it's too much. They're the second team in the East, the Miami Heat, are 7.5 games back. I mean, that's quite a bit.
That's a lot of ground to make up.
They're dominating. At the end of the day, they're just dominating. If they were in the Western Conference, they'd be first. I mean, this is a team that definitely has a chance at winning it all. I mean, I don't know if it's too early to talk about the NBA Finals and potential winners, but that's a team that people are talking about. And 7 games on a win streak. I mean, they've already had 15-plus win streaks.
It was a 16-game win streak. Absolutely incredible to start the year. And, I mean, on pace for a very, very good record. I mean, there is no stopping it. I think the one area that they do struggle, that they need to get better at, is depth. They don't have a lot of depth. It's just kind of Giannis freewheeling, maybe a little bit of Chris Middleton here, maybe a sprinkle of Eric Bledsoe there, but not a lot, and that's why I believe that before the trade deadline, a second or first rounder and Eric Bledsoe will be sent to the Oklahoma City Thunder for Chris Paul to help them be a complete championship contender. Chris Paul, the best playmaker of the last decade. Giannis, the most electric player in the NBA right now, most dominant player in the NBA right now. You team them up with solid shooting from Chris Middleton. I mean, that would be a very deep team. I could see them going far with something like that. Do you think they could win the NBA championship with the roster they have now?
I think they need a little bit of a push. I mean, I think they need a playmaker like I think they need a playmaker like the Clippers have
Kawhi Leonard, Paul George.
The Lakers have LeBron, AD, all these players, like multiple of these household names on some of these incredible Western Conference teams, whereas really you only have Giannis on the Bucks. And I know, like, me and you are big NBA fans. We know of Chris Middleton, we know of Eric Bledsoe, but a lot of people think Bucks and they only think of Giannis. And I think that lack of
depth, really.
Yeah, the lack of passing, the lack of playmaking, I think will be their downfall. I can see them easily clearing the East. I can see them putting up a fight in the NBA Finals. I don't think I can see them winning it though.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, those two LA teams, the Clippers, the Lakers, you really have to worry about them. I think let's move over to more of the Clippers-Lakers rivalry and where we see this going in the future. Because at the beginning of the year, I've taken the Clippers in this matchup, and the reason why is they play to the weaknesses of the Lakers. The Lakers, I would say, you put them up against a lot of other teams. The Lakers are the better team. But once they play against the Clippers, I mean, you have Kawhi shutting down LeBron. Yeah, something's wrong. Montrezl Harrell shutting down Anthony Davis. Lou Williams' ability to score. Patrick Beverly, his ability to lock down defenders. Lou Williams, there's no one to guard him on the Lakers. There's no good backcourt defense. I mean, that is the perfect matchup for the Clippers to win. So don't take the Clippers off your radar yet. I know they just lost to the Hawks last night. That didn't look good, but they still have enough depth, enough talent. They have the best depth in the league, in my opinion, to make a run and win the championship.
Yeah, I mean, I agree that Clippers-Lakers matchup is really not only fun to watch, but when you compare each player like you did, I mean, it's very equal. And the Lakers are a team that really, really strive based off of their home team advantage, and they don't have that when they play the Clippers. It's just not there. I mean, they could slap a Lakers logo in the middle of the floor and make the outline of the court yellow, but Clippers fans are still going to be showing up and making noise, and they just don't get that. They don't get that home team advantage, so I think that's a really fun matchup, and I think that could potentially be the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, come time for Western Conference Finals, we could be seeing an entirely Staples Center matchup. Now, speaking of the Western Conference playoffs, we're going to go to our hometown team. We are from Denver, so we will have a little bit of Nuggets talk every week, starting now with the injuries.
Yeah.
Ugh, that is not good.
Too much. I mean, three important starters too. Paul Millsap, Gary Harris, Jamal Murray, they're all out. And Jamal Murray's out for at least another 2 weeks, at least. Gary Harris and Paul Millsap are both, their injuries are coming to a close, but, I mean, Michael Porter Jr. has recently been showing up.
Ooh, welcome back on the Raiders Sports Network. We're a little shivery here. It's cold tonight at Family Sports Center. Raiders on top 4-1, entering the third period of action on 4-on-4 action. So both teams down a man, 19 seconds left to go in one, and 40 seconds left to go on the Regis penalty. So far, so good for both teams here. The Raiders, I mean, they've just taken full advantage of this game. Started out with a 3-0 lead, and since then it's been all Raiders. I mean, there was a shot point from the blank for the Skiers that found the back of the net. For them, that was their first goal of the game and fifth goal of the season for Connor Chesner. But answering right back for the Raiders was number 14, Dylan Thompson, getting his second goal of the night and second in as many games this season. So one more period of action left to play here at Family Sports Center, and boy, it should be a good one. Face-off taken, won by Aspen. Brought in along the point. Padilla now. Behind his own net. Raiders looking for their fourth win this season with winning by 3+ goals. Every one of the Raiders' losses this season, the 3 of them that they've had have been within 1 goal besides the Monarch loss. That shot behind the net there from Padilla. Cross-ice pass there. The Raiders still with it. Nice pass there, finding Brody Sands. Top corner shot there. Save made by Soderberg. So once again in net tonight for the Raiders is Lawton. He's played a phenomenal game thus far. For the opposing team, it's Soderberg for Aspen, and he's played well for the most part, giving up 4 goals, but had to make some terrific saves as well to keep his team in this one. For the Raiders, if you have one thing to build on, it's definitely limiting the penalties. They've already had 2 tonight. That shot from Oguneke from the point, as we now have 5-on-5 action. Aspen back the other way now, working in the zone. The Raiders' defense has been stellar tonight. That one shot towards the Raiders bench and right above the head of Raiders goaltender Gage Bussey. So 15:49 left to play in the final period of action here at Family Sports Center. 4-1 is the score. That puck comes back towards the blue line. Kick save there made by Zlot. That one out in front. Nobody in the crease area there for Aspen. This is an Aspen team. Once again, I'll say it one last time, particularly for those Aspen fans out there searching for a win. This would be their only 2nd win of the month of... Excuse me there, as that was a great shot. The month of January, this being the last day of January, the last opportunity for Aspen to get that January win. They're 1-5 in the month. Tomorrow they have another big game against Valor. This Aspen team, if they can get one win against one of these 2 teams, it'd be huge. So far tonight, the Raiders are all in control of this one. Once again, Jake Stewart, Patrick Carlson with you on the Raider Sports Network all night long here at Family Sports Center. Axton from the point, shot there. Walsh tried to get it through his own legs there and redirect that one into the goal, could not do so. Another opportunity, great pass out in front. Blackback couldn't come up with it. Walsh still with it. Puts 1 foot in the air, shot there, rebound. Still a loose puck. Out in front, shot, save, rebound. The Raiders are pressing hard right now, so is Ben Romero. Romero now tries to keep it in the zone, and he will. Whistle blown, and for the moment, it appears that Aspen finally gets it out of the zone and out of danger. But now it looks like Aspen will be headed to the penalty box. That is number 15, the big defenseman, that is Landon Greenway. So Landon Greenway's 2nd penalty of the night. And the Raiders now 2 minutes on the power play trying to extend their lead. Four to 1 now the score. 14:40 left to go here at Family Sports Center. Padilla wins that one. Pass it over to Leighton Walsh. Walsh now. Back to Padilla. Walsh walks it in. He already has 2 assists on the night. Padilla walks in now. Shot wide. Rebound to Dembeck. Dembeck back up top. Padilla works with it now. The Raiders on this power play have both Walsh and Sargent out there. Walsh now works with it. In the point. Shot. Could not get the shot he wanted there. Rebound out in front still. Sent behind the net. Leighton Walsh. Now it's Romero. Still with it. Now it's Dembeck. Up top for Padilla. Leighton Walsh. This is the Raiders look they want. Dembeck out in front. Shot. Raiders had a chance there. Couldn't put it home. Sergio Padilla. 1:10 now left to go on this power play for the Raiders. Now it's Nolan Sargent. We'll see if he'll square away a shot. He won't. Padilla gets that shot blocked, and finally getting out of the zone is the Skiers. So the Aspen Skiers now trying to prevent the Raiders from scoring their 5th goal tonight. The 3rd power play opportunity for the Raiders. Nolan Sargent going to work back and reset. 13:25 now left in action here at the Family Sports Center. That's Padilla with it now. Sargent walks it in. Still with it out in front, and Walsh had an opportunity there, didn't have the angle he wanted. Walsh zigzagging, and whistle blown. So Soderberg getting a second now to catch his breath. The Raiders as well. 26 seconds left to go on the power play here. 13:06 left to go in this one. This line for the Raiders is still that original power play line. Padilla, Sargent, Walsh leading this one. Blatt that as well. Raiders win that face-off. Back up top to Padilla. Padilla has shown that he can snipe that top corner from way back out. There he is with the puck now. That is Serge Padilla. 12 seconds left now on the power play. Shot there, save, blocker save made. Still in the zone though. And now it's finally out of the zone. So Aspen on their heels on that power play, had to make 5 saves there. Did the goaltender, Sidorov. Here's Sargent now. Trying to get his first goal tonight. Walks in. What a move. Nolan Sargent. Almost had a shot there. Couldn't get one away. Raiders still with the puck now. It's Hero Schmidt. Schmidt walks in. Back to him. Up top and taken out of the zone. So the Raiders, for the major portions of this game, dominating possession now, trying to score another goal. Sargent now walks in. Shot. The goal moved, but the puck went in the back of the net. 5-1 now the score. Nolan Sargent walks in that time. And I believe he will get credit for that goal, and he will. So Nolan Sargent gets the Raiders their 5th goal of the night at 12 minutes and 8 seconds left to go in this one. That's his 3rd goal of the season to go along with 12 assists. Nolan Sargent, a firecracker of a player. So it's Coach Dan Woodley. You wanted the Raiders to finally get that game where you showed not only that confidence last couple games, it was against 2 big teams. You got that confidence boost up. This one was more of a game you're expected to win, a game where you get the freshmen and sophomores a little bit more comfortable in this offense, and they've sure done that so far tonight. Oganeku, wide open shot, point blank, off the pads there of Sidorov. Rebound now, Raiders still with it. Aspen just not getting to the puck quick enough, and now it's Oganeku. Sands with it now, taking it himself behind the net. Raiders trying to tack on yet another goal. Sargent and Blatt, the 2 seniors with goals tonight. Other than that, it's been 2 from Dylan Thompson and 1 from Laws. That shot deflected there off Sidorov. 11:21 now left to play. Raiders in utter control of this one. Still an opportunity now behind the goal for the Raiders. These last couple lines for the Raiders have just been dominant. Storrell now sends that one into Holloway. Here comes Aspen back the other way. So an icing call there, and we'll head right back to the Aspen zone. "11 minutes left to go in action here at the Family Sports Center. The Raiders looking for their 8th win of the season. Aspen looking for their 4th. This Raiders team getting another crack at Valor next weekend. Valor's been one of those teams, top tier all season long. They're number 4 ranked in the state of Colorado. That will be a big matchup, number 4 versus number 5 if these rankings stand. As you see the Aspen player walking in there. Valor did tie the Raiders last weekend 2-2. The Raiders came back in that one off of a Hero Schmidt goal. Another guy not getting enough credit on the Raiders team this year is Robbie Dembeck. Dembeck scored in both games last weekend, actually scored the opening goals in both games. He has 5 goals and 2 assists on the season, does Robbie Dembeck. You look down this Raiders roster this year, and coming into the season, you had to be a little bit concerned with the loss of 14 seniors, but the Raiders have looked just fine, as you see an icing call there. You know, between existing players like Leighton Walsh and Nolan Sargent stepping up. Sargent with a goal tonight and Walsh with 2 assists. You have several players stepping up and playing big in their first season. You know, you look at Oganeku and Dembeck, 7 points apiece. Sands with 3, Storall with 5. I mean, Padilla as well. Players just stepping up left and right. Blackback getting a goal tonight, and Dylan Thompson as well, 2 goals. His first 2 goals of the season coming tonight. So far in this one, he's been my player of the game. That is Dylan Thompson. Logan Zlott up there as well. He's played a great game in net. Hasn't been tested a whole lot, though, has Logan Zlott. Not enough shot for the Aspen Skiers if they want to get back in this game. That's a shot there. That one steered wide. Point-blank shot there from behind the blue line. Under 10 minutes now left to play here at Family Sports Center. Nolan Sargent now tries to lay a hit. Great move there by the Raiders. It's Nolan Sargent working in. Shot there off the post. Oh my goodness. What an opportunity there for the Raiders. Looking for their 6th goal of the game. That one hit the left post there. You could hear the ding from all the way up here in the stands. Ref raising his hands, and it looks like there's a penalty upcoming. The Raiders pulling the goalie now, still with the puck, and Aspen finally touching it. So the Raiders now, for the 4th time tonight, will go on the power play. Aspen making yet another mistake, and the Raiders up 4 goals. 9 minutes, 14 seconds will go on the man advantage. Once again, the Raiders Sports Network, myself, Jake Stewart, Patrick Carlson, getting you the hockey game tonight, just as every other Raiders hockey game, you know, around the Raiders scoreboard. You look at this Raiders basketball team. I talked to Patrick about it earlier. 5 of their last 6 games they've won. They've won their last 3. This is a basketball team, you know, they started the season 0-9. I looked at Patrick and I said, this could be one of the worst seasons in the Raiders basketball history, frankly, and they've came out and they've been phenomenal. They're now 6-11. This is a team you got to watch out for come playoff time. You know, in the basketball playoff for CHASA, you know, most teams make the playoffs, so that should be a Raiders team. Could make some noise come playoff time. This is another team in the Raiders hockey team. They can make some noise too, just as every other season. Boy, would that be a story if this team could step up and somehow go back to back to back in terms of championship titles after losing 14 seniors. They have a tough hill to climb. 3 losses so far this season, but they've sure looked good with those losses. Robbie Dembeck's shot there. Deflected wide, but not out of the zone. Padilla now buys some time in the slot. Works in, shot there, and glove save made by the goaltender. Once again, the Raiders playing in Pueblo tomorrow, a game that the Raiders should be able to take. We won't be broadcasting it on the Raiders Sports Network because of the distance and how far away it is. You know, we make sure to travel as far as we can for these games, but Pueblo, you know, for a team in Pueblo, only 2 wins on the season, so a team the Raiders should be able to get the best of tomorrow. 1:12 now left on the power play here. Raiders trying to go up 5 goals. Here's Serge Padilla. Been quiet for most of the night as Padilla. Padilla back to Walsh. Walsh up top there. Balatbat looked like he had a chance. Now he's behind the net is Caleb Balatbat. Walsh out in front, shot, what a pass! Dylan Thompson looked for the hat trick there, and Patrick, I don't have a hat, but I would have threw something on the ice. I don't know if it's illegal, but I would have threw my shirt on the ice there. Dylan Thompson, wow. Almost had his 3rd goal of the night. Cross-ice pass there. It's a strong pass from Leighton Walsh. Tried to find his counterpart in Nolan Sargent. 30 seconds now left to go in the power play. Aspen now, a 2-on-1 opportunity here. Tries to come back in this game. The Raiders fell asleep on defense. Opportunity out in front. And a mishandle. Here come the Raiders back the other way. 2-on-1 now the other time. Let's try it again, says Serge Padilla. Out in front there. And we've seen it all night long from Soderberg. He seems to deflect that up above his head or fairly high to try to prevent a rebound now. 4 seconds left to go on the power play for the Raiders. This is a game the Raiders have dominated both shots-wise and possession, hence the 4-goal lead. .7:05 now left to play in this one. The Raiders trying to hold on and get their 8th win of the season. Brody Sands now works with it for the Raiders. He's had some key goals in some big moments. Now it's Kai Oganeku. This line for the Raiders with Oganeku and Sands and Holloway, it's been superb all season long. This third line for the Raiders. Dembeck as well. A lot of chemistry out there for this line for the Raiders. They did it on the JV squad and now on the varsity team this year. Now it's Caleb Blatbat sending that one in. Oganeku could not control that one. And Aspen now trying to come up with some sort of play here as someone gets slammed along the boards. It will be, I think, another power play now. Let's see. It won't. So Aspen with the puck now, sending that one back into the zone slot. No need to cover that one up with 6 minutes left going. Your team up 4 goals. Here we go now. Sean Holloway with speed, working into the zone now. Here comes the sophomore sensation. Sends that one in now for Brody Sands. Sands being pressured now along the boards. Behind the net. Works it back up top for Axton. John Axton tries to find his first goal of the season. A lot of depth on this Raiders team. There's not many teams you can say can lose this many seniors and still, such a big storyline and still come back and play this well. It's a team coached by Dan Woodley, one of the best coaches in the state of Colorado, former NHL player. Raiders have a 2-on-1 if they want it. Decide to hang back now. 5:15 left to go in this one. Down to 5 minutes left of action here at the Family Sports Center. It's been a good one. Plenty of goals for the Raiders tonight. John Axton, a nice defensive stop there, and here comes the Raiders. Stordahl and Yarrington both at the defensive spot, playing well tonight. The lone goal for the Skiers came from number 23, Connor Chestnut. It was his 5th of the season. It's been all Regis Jesuit in this one, however. They started up 3-0, and then after 1 goal scored by the Skiers, it was another 2 unanswered goals scored by the Raiders. Skiers try to work in with speed. They have it now in the zone. Raiders cut off the angle, and Zlot covers it up there. A little extracurricular activity on that play. The Raiders, they're not known to be one of the best, most aggressive teams, if you will, but they're not afraid to play that part. 4:10 now left to play here in period number 3. 5-1 the score. The Raiders on top. Once again, the Raiders taking on Pueblo tomorrow, looking to get their 9th win should they hold on tonight. This is a Raiders team. They've already played the likes of East. They played the likes of Cherry Creek, of Monarch, of Valor, and so many. Chaparral. I could go on teams the Raiders have played. They've had the toughest schedule in the state of Colorado and still came out nearly unharmed. Only 3 losses to show for it, and what could be their 8th win tonight. You gotta think this is anyone's year here in the high school Colorado playoffs. Come time for that. Ben Romero now with it. We'll have all the coverage for you for the rest of the hockey season as well as girls and boys basketball. Here comes Dylan Thompson now. He's in search of a hat trick. Dylan Thompson taking it himself. Pushed along the boards there. Should have been a penalty and no call. I've already told Patrick Carlson if Dylan Thompson scores, I don't have a hat, so I'll throw my shirt on the ice. Thompson now. Back to Romero. Here's Serge Padilla. Tries to make a move and get along the boards. Could not. .245 now left in action. Raiders up by a score of 5-1. We'll have a quick recap for you on the Raider Sports Network at the conclusion of this game. Jake Stewart, Patrick Carlson with you all night long. Nolan Sargent now with it for the Raiders, trying to put an exclamation point on this one. No explanation for this victory for the Raiders. It's been all Regis Jesuit, though. Here's Aspen trying to work back in this one's lot. Reached up high for that one, didn't even have to come up with it. Blackbat pressuring, and nobody saw that, Caleb. I didn't see it as he slipped to the ice there. That's all right. I would be already falling by the first 15 seconds of this game. I can't ice skate. So here come the Raiders. 2 minutes left to play now. This line, Blackbat, Walsh, Sargent all out there. Shot there, skyrocketed above the boards. Here's Owen Sargent with it now. One minute and 35 seconds now left in this one. Cherry Creek will play at the end of this game, so maybe the Raiders will scout a little bit. What a shot there from Nolan Sargent. Got to give some props there to Soderberg for that one. Sargent almost had his second goal of the game. Nolan Sargent, a force to be reckoned with this year for the Raiders. Double-digit assists, and now tonight he adds on another goal. So 1 minute and 30 seconds left in action. The Raiders will play Pueblo County tomorrow. Next weekend, the big game is Valor. This is a Raiders team. They still have not lost an away game on the season, trying to keep that streak alive tomorrow in Pueblo. Their losses this season came to number 5, Denver East, number 12, Cherry Creek, and number 6, Monarch. They did get revenge last week, though. I looked at the other side in Aspen. Only 3 wins on the season. They've been outscored 46-32. This is a team, you know, you talk about fresh starts, you talk about the new year. This is a team who's only won 1 game in 2020, not the start you were looking for if you're a Skiers fan or Skiers player. Regis has beat this team the last 2 times they played as well, and this team's only wins on the season have claimed to Glenwood and Steamboat Springs as well as Crested Butte. They're going to have to play better tomorrow if they want a shot against number 4 ranked Valor. 45 seconds now left to go in this one. Dylan Thompson in search of a hat trick. Get you some, Dylan. Oh, man. Shoots that one and the save made. You know Dylan wants it. Out in front, opportunity shot. Oh, my goodness, Robbie Dembeck. Ah, what a chance there. Logan Soderberg. He looked like a trapeze artist there with that save. 18 seconds left to go here. Dove for that one. Nice save there by Soderberg. So 10 seconds left in action here. Raiders looking like they'll hold on here. So an all-round great win for the Raiders. Final score of this one here at Family Sports Center. The Regis Jesuit Raiders 5. The Aspen Skiers 1. So the Raiders move to 8 wins, 3 losses, and 2 ties. And Aspen, after losing this one, moves to 3 wins, 7 losses, and 2 ties. So a big win for the Raiders. A big win in that these players that don't normally step up, the younger guys, really stepped up. Dylan Thompson with 2 goals. You talk about him a little bit more. Dylan Thompson, his first 2 goals as a Raider on varsity, he got those 2 goals, the 2 big ones, to start things off. Then you had 2 senior players. Caleb Blackback got his second of the season. Nolan Sargent added one on as well. And finally, William Laws got his second of the season. So a big game from the Raiders, a well-distributed game, a well-rounded game as well. They did great on the special teams and a great win all in all. You can check out this team, follow their Twitter updates all game long tomorrow on the Regis Hockey Twitter page or RJ Media as well. They'll take on Pueblo County in search of their 9th win of the season. Thanks for tuning in all night long tonight on the Raiders Sports Network. Patrick Carlson, Jake Stewart getting this game for you. Thanks for tuning in once again. Have a night, Dylan Thompson. Have a night, Raiders Sports Network. We'll see you next week.